Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Hope Logan will be furious over Carter Walton's request, while Ivy Forrester and Electra Forrester await some launch results. At Forrester Creations, Electra and Ivy will face some anxiety now that the jewelry line is officially launching. Ivy may eventually dash off to do some press, while Electra addresses to Will Spencer and some other crucial players in the main office. Katie Logan will no doubt have good effects to report once she looks online and sees the response to Forrester's newest jewelry line immolations. You can go. Will's going to express how proud he's of Electra since this line will surely be a success. Carter, Hope, Zend Forrester Dominguez, and Brooke Logan will also have a chance to weigh in on the launch results. Still, Carter's sour mood could leave Hope wondering why he doesn't feel to be truly celebrating. Of course, Brooke has been working hard to make Carter see that the achievement he pulled was wrong. Carter misses having Ridge Forrester as his stylish friend and is dealing with some growing guilt over how all this went down. Daphne Rose has been trying to appeal to Carter's heart as well at Steffi Forrester's request, so Carter's facing a lot of pressure to change his view. When Carter intimately suggests to Hope that perhaps they should apologize to Ridge and Steffi, she'll be taken suddenly. That shock will snappily turn to fury as Hope tries to shut down the idea and questions Carter's perspective shift. While Carter and Hope get into an argument, Daphne will be busy catching up with Ridge, Taylor Hayes, and Eric Forrester at the Forrester Manse. This could be Daphne's occasion to assure them all that Steffi's plan will work. Eventually, Will and Electra will spend some time letting their love bloom. Some passionate moments as Electra and will savor the success of the jewelry line launch. Will and Electra will enjoy the calm before their coming ineluctable storm, so stay tuned for updates on any stunning news to come. Steffi Forrester and Hope Logan faced off over Brooke Logan, while Daphne Rose had some advice for Carter Walton. At the Forrester Manse, Taylor Hayes assured Ridge Forrester and Eric Forrester that the man Carter used to be was still in there nearly. Taylor felt confident that Carter would make some updates to his perspective and break free from Hope's hold on him ultimately. At Forrester Creations, Hope tasted that Carter was as agitated as he should be about the jewelry line launch. After Hope guessed Carter had dubieties about whether it would succeed, she offered consolation and allowed. He should be celebrating his big moment. Of course, Carter was actually dealing with guilt after the work Brooke had been doing to get through to him. In the design office, Daphne remained confident that she could get Carter to see that Hope had brainwashed him. That said, Daphne saw no need to give up on the temptation angle. Daphne planned to keep using it in addition to this new focus on Carter's heart. As Daphne talked about how handsome Carter was, Steffi tasted that Daphne authentically liked him. Although Daphne's precedence was coming through for Steffi, she confessed she now had a particular charge to deliver Carter from Hope. Latterly, Hope came on and smelled that Daphne had been in the design office before. Steffi wound up speaking with Hope about the jewelry line launch and her continued disapprobation of the achievement. Hope made it clear that Steffi had better get used to the power shift since nothing was going to change it. Brooke appeared during the argument and sounded uneasy over Hope's station, especially formerly Steffi played up the effect all this was having on Ridge and Eric. Once Brooke took off, it gave Steffi a chance to push Hope's buttons and suggest that indeed her mama was starting to see the light. Steffi acted like Brooke was feeling the consequences now that she was alone while Ridge was back with Taylor. Hope took a poke about Ridge's incapability to commit and assured Steffi that Brooke's heart wasn't a problem. As far as Hope was concerned, Brooke was a great CEO and made an awful platoon with Carter. Back with Daphne, she took Carter's hand in the main office and admitted she'd been allowing about him. Carter got a puzzled look on his face and flat as Jewel asked if Daphne was coming on to him. Charlie Weber intruded compactly, but Daphne proceeded her charge once he was gone. The idea of running Forrester Creations without the Forresters was strange to Daphne, and she allowed. It must be strange to Carter as well. Daphne also refocused out that Hope had Carter wrapped around her cutlet. Since Hope was putatively giving Carter all the love and devotion he was pining, Daphne suggested he'd do anything to make it last, indeed betray a friend. From the doorway, Brooke watched and heeded as Daphne suggested that this preemption was who Carter really was. Daphne leaned in close and prompted Carter to suppose about what she said before dashing off. Brooke told Carter that they had commodity in common, so he assumed she meant their love for Hope. Brooke claimed they had a collective love for Ridge too and knew Carter must miss him as much as she did. Carter stood there looking reflective as Brooke refocused out that Ridge belonged at Forrester Creations. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Carter's guilt will continue to take a risk, so stick with us for prognostications on the disquieting news that's ahead in his relationship with Hope. Carter questioning everything, all thanks to Daphne Rose and Brooke. But, is this bout of guilt enough to change anything? At the Forrester manse, Eric bothered to Ridge and Taylor that they've lost the company for good. "Don't worry," Taylor reminded, "Steffi has a plan. She'll fix everything." She also truly believed the old Carter was still in there nearly. It would just take the right person to reach the right part of his heart. Good people with good hearts will always rediscover their inner good. Meanwhile, at Forrester, Carter, Hope, and Brooke were excited as they prepared for the launch of the jewelry line. Carter bothered, but Hope held him close and reminded him this was all his doing. He was the architect behind the company's growth and he's be awarded for it. Across the hall, Steffi thanked Daphne Rose for helping her out and they bandied their new plan. They're putting the temptation on hold perhaps and appealing to Carter's sense of right and wrong. Daphne Rose was sure Carter could find himself again, and indeed admitted she respected him. Oh, and it's now her particular charge to deliver Carter from the likes of Hope Logan. Soon later, Hope went to talk to Steffi and Daphne Rose took the occasion to club those switches at Carter. Just as soon as he flat out asked if he was coming on to her, Charlie intruded. Charlie nearly fell over himself over the gorgeous incense and indeed said he wanted to buy a bottle for a special lady in Genoa City. Once Charlie was gone, Daphne Rose laid it on thick. She asked Carter if he could truly accept accolades for his success after he stole the company. Daphne Rose called Carter out for not being true to himself and said Hope easily has him wrapped around her cutlet. Carter didn't agree, but the further Daphne Rose talked, the further she sounded to have him questioning his love. Was it love, or was it independence? In the design room, Steffi was ready to get down to work, but was faced with a whole lot of Logan energy from Hope and Brooke. Hope continued to take lodgings, and made it clear that whether Steffi likes it or not, she and Carter were there to stay. Oh, and Brooke too. Steffi didn't hide her passions. She calmly unleashed on the ladies to the point where Brooke still to her exit with gashes in her eyes. The alternate Brooke was out of the room, the ladies had at it and pushed all each other's buttons. Brooke caught the tail end of Daphne Rose coming down on Carter and watched as she took her leave. She jumped right and doubled down on what Daphne Rose said. What they were doing wasn't right. Ridge and Eric shouldn't be pushed out of their own company. It was wrong. She also tried to appeal to his sense of morals. He could deny it all he wants, but Brooke knew he was crying outside too.